Okay, good afternoon everyone. Can I have English stream for a change? One thing that's been like I've been planning to do for a long time, and I have got kind of like got some progress lately is the this indicator or variable visibility, because the graph is very crowded. There's already lots of stuff going on, so it would be good to have the option to remove and add some of the variables depending on what the user wants to see. And I came across this very nice in the PS4 dash package. There's this PS4 table, which it's kind of like seems very flexible to have user interface in a table format. Like I had some other kind of like more makeshift ideas that I was developing for that. I think you can see maybe some of those in the past videos, but I think this probably like works best. I think I can get it. It's gonna be a lot more easier, I think, like to relay like these checkbox inputs and stuff like that to the data. I've also been planning like where would I have this indicator visibility thing, like would it be on top of the graph or on the right hand side as kind of like a menu that pops up if you click on it. But I currently I'm thinking that I could just keep it here on the left where I have everything else as well, so there would be some nice simplicity there. But I think I also need to have some separation from the other of these like accordion menus in the left, because these are all they have a very different purpose. Like these are you're changing here the model parameters, and in this indicator menu you're just like choosing what's happening on the screen, and you're not affecting the parameters themselves. So that's the kind of like difference that's kind of like important, I think. So yeah, but I could have like some kind of maybe some kind of different background theme or something, or some kind of division here between this menu and the menus below it or something, I don't know. Also, I'm also wondering like what's gonna be open here in the end. Like should I just leave all of these closed, and then it's up to user to just to like specify further, or like choose what to open. Not really sure. So yeah, for now I just have this kind of like, it's kind of like on a planning stage, so I don't have all of the variable names here and stuff like that. And I'm also like thinking on like how to I think there's gonna be a checkbox thing here that's gonna like indicate like whether the graph should be shown or not. And I think it would also be nice to have in this option here this kind of info button. And what the info button would do is it would maybe place here, like there's a bit of like empty space here in the graph, so it could place here some text box on what that indicator means. Like if I click here, it would show like how total emissions is defined and stuff like that. And I think this is especially important like when we go to like maybe further down the line in these variables like average emissions. How do you calculate the average emissions? Like it's the total emissions divided by population, so you get this kind of you notice better like the connections between the different indicators, which might be it would be very good for kind of like casual audience. And then also like these user net cost and user carbon cost and what's the difference there, so that's also kind of tricky. But maybe I'm planning to use these, maybe this data table here. I think so far this data table, it hasn't been modified, but I could have some initial values here, so it would be like you could have like a 0 and 1 variable on the visibility, and this would also, we could also create a bit more variables than we already have, like what we are like we could have the, I'm thinking like the kind of like average net costs for like this kind of like global for all citizens. That would kind of like neatly indicate that it's 0, and like the average carbon cost also, so you will see that the zero net cost for the average like global citizens comes as the sum of those, and you kind of like see that the average person would be kind of like would be kind of like the result would be neutral for the average person. But on the other hand, like I don't think I want to have those on by default, because it's gonna make it more and more crowded already. But it's kind of like thing that you can then see to increase the understanding if you're not kind of like following what's happening on the graph, or kind of like or also like good, yeah, I don't know. And there could be like maybe some other variables as well, but I've been maybe a little bit like because I've been so scared that that everything's gonna be so crowded that I haven't been thinking about other variables to add here. But maybe I could like could think about some other stuff. I think like one idea that I had at some point was that to have the global warming, or what's the temperature increase and what would be the temperature increase in each scenario. But that's also it's not very like, I think it would work pretty well with these like 50% likelihood, because then they would just like lead to those 2 degrees and 1.5 degrees temperature increase. But it's not so intuitive with this 67% likelihood carbon budget and whatnot. So yeah, I'm a little bit skeptical on that. So yeah, and other like kind of like one big thing that I've been thinking about is to have the option to view these graphs as to have like multiple graphs instead of this one graph that's holding all indicators. So this multiple graph would then there would be a separate graph for for those variables that are in the gigaton class and those variables that are in the euro class, it's only the carbon tax there, but then you wouldn't have like different scales in the same graph, but you would have like separate graph for each scale. But I think that's also that would I was initially thinking, okay, that this would bring like 4 different graphs, but it would actually bring like at least 5 if we also have the population. It's possible to choose the population variable as well. So, and 4 graphs is a lot harder to fit like comfortably in the same screen, but maybe they wouldn't have to be. It could be like scrollable. It doesn't have to be that like we would divide this one graph to four parts, but they could be taller or something like that, and they could you could scroll from like one variable to the next. So, but yeah, I'm not sure. So yeah, I'm thinking like, where do I want to have the indicators? Do I want to have them in this data file? Like I think I've treated this data file so far as kind of lightweight thing, but I could have here. Let's think about it. So we would have this visibility, and we would have it as 1, so everything would be like default would be that everything is shown here, and we could have, so we have, if we have sector as population, we could have so the visibility would be 0 in that case, so that so out of these that are in the graph currently, the population would be the only one that is not shown. I'm also thinking like the user carbon costing could be like, but it's getting hard for me to cut down like any other variable besides the population thing. I think the population thing is kind of obvious to cut, or it's not so useful, I think. But here I think like I think I also need to have here, so that like if you have the population is not shown, and then you press the info button on the population, that would automatically then like also select the population variable. And maybe also, for example, if you have the average emissions and you click the info on that, and would that also trigger selecting the population indicator to the graph, because you kind of need the population indicator to explain the average emissions. So that would also have to show up, I think. But if we start like this here, and I think then we would have to have let's see, we have this somewhere here, this observe event stuff. So here we have like this input, and yeah, and here I can kind of like chain, have like multiple observe inputs at the same time. But this would be, let's see, and this is for these ones. So this would actually be we would have to modify the I'm thinking like what's the correct way that it's gonna modify. So it could be that we use these RV things and then we have a reactive version of this LU dataset or something that's gonna be then used. I don't know if this gets too complex, if there's gonna be too many, or could we build it inside this one? But it's like we cannot we will have to have these like I think we cannot mess with this dataset, but we might mess with this one. Like we are already used like because this is more on like this is kind of like this variable kind of like affects the underlying stuff, but this is kind of like what's shown to the reader also, so that's a little bit different. So yeah, so here we are using those things. So I wonder if we should have here like stuff that changes the LU and then like because these wouldn't be needed. Also, I wonder if actually, let's see, where do we calculate those? Yeah, here. So I think here this would be kind of like good place to make this kind of intervention, because they are like calculating the scales based on what variables are included. So we should remove the variables before that step is done. So somewhere here would be a good place to so I think it would work something like this. So that so we would have the data as the data. So we would have I wonder if it works like this. So we see, so we would only have those where the visibility is 1, but I think this has to be kind of like connected to this like this or something. Just thinking that should just be totally different. this be handled a little bit differently. Should we have should we make a totally different? Let's make so we would have just like this. So we could have and then we could have the observe event thing, so or should we just change it here instead of the observe event? I think that's also a thing. I wonder which one is more efficient. I have the gut feeling that the observe event thing is more efficient for this one, but not quite sure. And try to make it from this one, so let's see if we have need to have kind of like input for what this could call it like a show pop information, and then we have the observe a change in that input. We need to have both for the case where it becomes true and false. And I'll look from some other code a little bit of because I think I've done something like this before, like changing from let's see, where would it be? It should be here. Okay, this is needed here. So that's how you mark if you want to look at some specific input. I don't think I have it here. Let's see some other. Let's look at let's look at here. Observe events, and we have let's see. Have the do we have a checkpoint true or not? So okay, I think something like this. So yeah, first I'm gonna put this one here, so input. So the I defines to this list here. We only have like one element on this list here, but it's gonna, in the end, it's gonna loop over all of these indicators here. I'm not sure if this freeze reactive values is. I'm not sure if this is. I wonder if I can just write here if input we have like, let's see if input, and then we put this one there. Then we have if this is true, we would have then we would change this blocks thing, so this would come like sector would be I, so for sector in I we would have this. Wait a minute, I already, yeah, this would be on, I think that's it. And then if we have if the input is false, we would have the visibility as 0. I'm gonna take this one out. This, yeah, this is all like unnecessary stuff here. So does it work from here? And what do we have the label here? Do we have? We should have like so let's have some of these as this will be not population. that. So I think we are not using this LUX anywhere, but we need to use it in here. Let's see. Over here. LU is day-to-day. No, so I think we need to have a little Swiss tab. So LUX. So I think here, so that should be LUX visibilities. I don't know if this works actually. I think I should have so we just have it like this. So first we have the looks here. We would just keep it like so. I think it is kind of like, this might be a slower way to do it, but I think it's also safer ways to do it. So I think this is gonna make an error here somewhere. Okay, so we have the population here actually added. I think this is the population now, but okay, let's try to add it. No, it doesn't work. Why? It would appear like that this is here. What if we just take this one out for now? So yeah, we have it. It's kind of weird, like now that. What do we have as the visibility? So we have the visibility as 1 for everyone, but for the sector population we have the visibility as 0. Wonder if there would be easier to do with this with this RV stuff, because I'm not sure if this one works. I think this should be disabled. So we have the show pop, and we go over like we observe changes in show pop, and if we have here true, we have is this correct? Y sector is for sector I, we have visibility is 1. If we have false, we have I don't know if we need this one actually. So we have this reactive here, and this changes with the observe event, and that would then be used here. What's happening? Like, I don't understand like what's happening here. Also, what if we put here like visibility is 0? Like, would it show the population? Yeah, it does, but it also shows the other stuff. Why does it show the other stuff as well? And what's going on in there? If we take out the population, this doesn't affect. This doesn't. It doesn't react to the thing. Okay, I'm showing the page here all the time, huh? Yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream a bit short here and like think about this on my own time. This may not be the best type of stream content, I think, right now. So I'll have another stream later when I get more like a stream. Okay, it's interesting also that it's here. Yeah, it's so. But yeah, I'll return when I have more like a stream type content. It's